Hey guys, I wanted to start off with a short story that happened to me when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I can't quite remember, but anyways, my dad and I had gone to the grocery store and we were just getting some food for before our Thanksgiving meal. And on our way out of the store, we ran into a homeless man who had his sign out asking for money for food and for drinks, whatever. I don't quite remember, but anyways, my dad and I went up to him, and instead of giving the man money, my dad invited him to come inside to the grocery store and pick out some food. That way, he wouldn't go hungry that night. And being so young and witnessing that on my own was kind of the first time where I had experienced that sort of, wow, people go hungry in this world. Not everyone can go home and have this great big feast, or not everyone can reach into their fridge and pull out food at any moment or any time. But it was kind of a very eye-opening thing for me to see so early on. And it's crazy because food is extremely accessible for Americans. We have grocery stores in every city, in every town. Refrigerators, it's like our own little mini grocery store in our own houses. So it makes it very easy for Americans to get food, but it's not like that in the rest of the world. And for many babies, especially in Haiti, food can only be found through certain programs. And one of these programs, more specifically, is going to be the Baby Rescue Program at Danita's Children. So who are Danita's Children? Danita's Children is a nonprofit organization that reaches out physically and emotionally to shelter and provide for orphaned and impoverished children in the specific region of Haiti. Danita's Children houses and educates these orphan children along with feeding the impoverished babies to decrease the infant mortality rate throughout this specific region. I personally got to go down to this Danita's Children and experience this for myself to kind of get a hands-on feel for what they have to offer and what is going on. So what I got to work closely with was the baby malnutrition program. So the baby malnutrition program was founded to, of course, lessen the infant mortality rate due to malnutrition. And statistics say that over 100,000 children suffer from severe malnutrition in Haiti. That's basically like saying a fifth of the state of Wyoming is suffering from malnutrition because of lack of access of food, which is just absurd, especially living in a country where food is so easily accessible at all points. I was mind blown at this sort of number. And so what this baby malnutrition center does is they feed the babies Medicamamba, which is a ready-to-use therapeutic food, RUTF is what they call it, made from ground roasted peanuts, powdered milk, cooking oil, sugar, vitamins, and minerals, and that is it. Very simple things that we can find so easily and probably have a lot of those in our own houses. But they take all that and they mix it up into almost like a sauce so that the babies can suck it down and eat that to gain some fat and nutrition onto their bodies and help them grow. One boy that I got to meet, his name was Ronald. He was 9 years old, and at the time my brother was 9 years old as well. And I saw a picture of Ronald before I headed down and was asked to bring some clothes to give him. Bring him size 4T because that's all he can fit into, and he was 9 years old. So that was really sad to see, especially seeing my own brother and how healthy he was and how grateful I am that he was so healthy, and seeing this other boy. So not only did I get to go down and bring that stuff, but my brother wanted to help him out too and give him some of his own toys to play with, which was pretty cool to kind of see that relationship grow between that as well. When treatment is over for these babies, which sometimes ends fatally because we don't get to the babies in time, but most oftentimes, 90% of the time, these babies are able to gain that weight and grow and be strong again. So when the treatment is over, if they have parents still, they're sent back to their homes with their families. in their further away towns, and they're kept on a watch, those families. That way they make sure that the babies are allowed to grow properly. But if they are orphaned, then they'll stay in Dunedin's children and continue to grow there. So definitely leaving this trip, it was very impactful and just very overwhelming and crazy to see all these children who are suffering in these ways. When I'm leaving, going home to my warm house and my fridge full of food, and I'm just thinking, what can I do to help? Like, there's got to be something. I almost feel guilty coming back here and being able to eat whenever I can. So the first thing I can do to help is definitely pray for these children and these situations that we aren't put in our everyday situations, but we see these and we're put in these places to kind of learn about them, be able to pray and gain knowledge and that sort of thing for these different organizations and whatnot. And the second thing you can do is donations. This is an organization that is based solely on donations, and they will accept any sort of donation, any sort of amount that can be given. It's one of those things where the Lord's going to bless you in the end. Proverbs 17:19 says, "Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed." The Lord calls us to do that. It says it right there in Proverbs. So I wish you all a great night, and